Hello, my name is Jim McGillivray and this is the Pipe Box, your source for all things piping. If you like this video, please give it a like and please subscribe to this YouTube channel to see more videos like this. Today we are going to examine a bagpipe. We're going to examine an R.G. Lawrie bagpipe that was made around 1910 or a little before that. We're going to examine this bagpipe with the help of Matt MacIsaac, an extraordinary piper and a man with extraordinary ears. Matt will set up the instrument with his reeds, play it for us, and then Matt and I will sit here and have a little chat about the instrument. The R.G. Lawrie Company started making bagpipes around 1901 and continued until well into the 1970s. Their bagpipes from 1900 up until around the mid-1950s were absolutely superb, and then the quality tailed off a little bit. The pipes the Lawrie Company made in the first 20 to 30 years of the 1900s are among some of the best bagpipes ever made. At the same time as the Lawrie Company was making bagpipes, Peter Henderson was also making bagpipes in Glasgow. Interestingly enough, if you set a Peter Henderson bagpipe beside a Lawrie bagpipe from this era, they are almost identical. Only the bells differ very slightly, as we shall see a little bit later. Tonally, they were virtually identical as well. The two companies worked together sometime, jobbing out work when one of them was overly busy, and their workers, their turners, were known to move from one company to the other. So it's very easy to mix up the Lawrie and Henderson bagpipe from this period. In fact, that is what has happened with this bagpipe. This bagpipe is mounted in engraved silver, and it has a hallmark of 1931-32. Each hallmark has a maker's mark. The maker's mark on this silver is PH, standing for Peter Henderson. Peter Henderson used that mark on all of their silver when they silvered a bagpipe. So that would presumably identify this bagpipe as a Peter Henderson bagpipe. This bagpipe was first owned by George Duncan, an Edinburgh man who emigrated to the northeastern United States into the Detroit area in the early 1930s. He was a superb player and was probably the leading player on the continent during the 1930s and 1940s. George acquired this bagpipe in the 1920s as a full ivory-mounted bagpipe. In 1932, he took it to the Peter Henderson Company and asked to have silver put on the pipes, which was done. And of course, the pipes have the PH, Peter Henderson, silver mark on them. However, the pipes are not Peter Henderson pipes. This is a set of Lawrie pipes, and again, distinguishable by the bells, as we shall see. In all respects, they look like a Peter Henderson bagpipe, and I can't blame anyone for thinking this was a Peter Henderson bagpipe for 100 years. After George Duncan passed away in 1965, this bagpipe was owned by Gord Tuck, another leading piper in the 50s and 60s, who also ran the St. Thomas Police Pipe Band, one of Ontario's leading pipe bands in the 1960s and 70s. So what we have here is a bagpipe that is not what it appears to be, and this is a fairly common happening. Often we don't know what a bagpipe is because some work has been done on it and its original appearance has been changed. In this case, I was lucky enough to talk with Gord Tuck, and he told me about George re-silvering the bagpipe in the 1930s. Otherwise, this would have been a very confusing bagpipe. It was a confusing bagpipe to begin with. We're going to hear this bagpipe in a few minutes, but right now let's have a closer look at it. This is an R.G. Lawrie bagpipe, made around 1910 or a little bit before. It's mounted in silver and ivory, and, as mentioned, it looks an awful lot like a Henderson bagpipe. The whole bottom part of the instrument is very Henderson-like and could be easily mistaken for a Henderson bagpipe. These bottom drone joints are particularly Henderson-like, with the very narrow bead here on the projecting mounts. In later years, Lawrie would fatten up this bead, make it much larger, and that would forever distinguish their pipes from Henderson's. Over the course of more than 100 years, the ivory has attained a lovely patina. As I mentioned, the pipes were full ivory initially and remounted with the silver in 1931-32. If you take those ferrules off, you will find the original ivory mounts, and if you take these caps off, you will find the original ivory mounts. This is the only place where this bagpipe differs from a Henderson bagpipe. The elongated fountain below the bell, a slightly narrower bell than Henderson have. We're going to look at a picture showing a Henderson and a Lawrie bell, and you will see exactly the difference. That is our beautiful Lawrie bagpipe. Now let's have a listen as Matt MacIsaac plays the 1910 Lawrie bagpipe in our studio at St. Andrew's College in Aurora, Ontario. I'm here with Matt MacIsaac, who I'd like to welcome back to the Pipe Box set. Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome, Matt.
Good to be here.
Matt just played on a set of 1910 silver and ivory Lawrie bagpipes. Matt, can you tell us first off, what were the tunes you played?
I started with a slow air called I Long to Return that I learned from Dr. Angus MacDonald, and then I went into a reel called The Lass with the Yellow Petticoat.
Mm-hmm. Very good, thank you. And what was your drone reed setup?
A full set of balanced tone drone reeds.
Very good. So you haven't played a set of Lawrie pipes in a long time. Mm-hmm. What was your first impression when you struck them up and first got them into tune?
compared to the pipes that I usually play, which is the reference that I have, which is fairly bass dominant sound, I play a set of Athertons. These were much more pronounced in the mid range, really strong tenors. Still balanced, but certainly a different intensity to them. And I was so excited to play these because they're, considered by many to be kind of the holy grail of bagpipes, golden age. And they didn't disappoint. They were beautiful.
Very good. Yeah, these, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, these along with the Hendersons of the same period are considered to be among the best bagpipes ever made. And I think part of the reason for that is Lawrie and Henderson were both pretty large companies, and they were getting large contracts. There are a lot of good Hendersons and Lawries out there, so lots of people have them. So they've had a huge influence on the piping world. In terms of whether this would be a top-notch bagpipe that you would play on the stage at Inverness, how would you feel about that?
You can play these anywhere.
Okay,
Yeah.
they locked into tune pretty well.
These are the ones. Yeah, absolutely. They're gorgeous. Little adjustments like old pipes usually have, I think, but
Sure.
But yeah, they really came alive.
Good, and they tuned in the right places, and the
Yeah.
tuning slides felt good.
Yeah.
Very good. They're in good shape. Very good. Well, Matt, thank you for that critique of this instrument, and thank you for the tunes, as usual.
It's my pleasure.
That's it for this week. From me, Jim McGillivray, along with Matt MacIsaac at the Pipe Box. Good piping.